Well, gang, here we are again. And I wanted to thank Suzy for offering to do this with us. It's an interesting topic, and she's interested in sharing what she knows and a little bit more information for all of us. Suzy has had some issues, and she's currently in California, so she happened to call it in remote, but we'll take her however we can get her, and we appreciate all that she's doing with us. If you're ready, Suzy, we can start the meeting and then just bring your slides up.
Okay. Shionagad Tohitsu.
What's that?
Hoa. Suzy Dawadoa. Dick Harbors Tenela. And Joseph's going to bring up the first slide. And we've got the 7 clans of the Cherokee.
Sure. Hit the wrong button. Sorry.
And we can go to the next slide. I threw this in just because of the issues I was having with my dad at the time. And I like what it says. O great spirit, help me always to speak the truth quietly, to listen with an open mind when others speak, and to remember the peace that may be found in silence. So we can go to the next slide. Joseph?
Yeah, it should be up.
No, I still got the Cherokee prayer. That's not good.
Well, let's try again. See that now?
Yeah. And then the next one. Okay, that went too far.
So there's the Cherokee prayer.
Second one. That's back to the first one.
No, that was your next slide.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I should have reviewed this before I took my neighbor to the hospital today. From ancient times, the number 7 was sacred to the Cherokee. As nomadic tribes settled down, it was only natural and logical that the Cherokee social, religious, and political lives would develop into a structure of 7 clans. At one time, it was thought there were 14 to 21 clans. The 7-clan system was one contributing factor that made the Cherokees distinctive from many of the other Native American tribes. The sacred number 7 is prominent in Cherokee legends, beliefs, and customs. Next slide. The council house was 7-sided. It provided 7 sections of seating, giving each clan a section for its representatives, and the 7 sections of seats surrounded the sacred fire. Next slide.
Okay.
Sacred fire was built up with 7 different kinds of wood. And next slide. There were the 7 directions, the normal directions of east, south, north, and west, but also above being the sky and below being the earth, and the center being your present moment. Next slide. Then they had the 7 Cherokee ceremonies. The first new moon of spring being in March and April when the grass was growing, new green corn ceremony in August when corn is first edible, the ripe corn ceremony in September where we have the corn being mature or ripe, the great new moon ceremony in September, October, or the Cherokee New Year, and then the reconciliation and friends made ceremony October, November, which was 10 days after the great new moon ceremony ended. The bouncing bush feast, it varies sometimes earlier or later. It all determined when the first new moon of autumn was. And then the Peace Chiefs dance, the UKU dance, and that was every 7th year. Next slide. So the Cherokees have the national holiday in Tahlequah. It celebrates the signing of the Cherokee Constitution back in 1839, but it's not one of the Sacred 7 ceremonies. Next slide. The Cherokee had a matrilineal society. Descendants were traced strictly through the mother's side of the family. A person received his mother's clan at birth and remained in this clan for life. Next slide. Kinsmen were traced through their mother, maternal grandmother, mother's sisters, the children of mother's sisters. Next slide. The most important and powerful man in a child's life was the mother's eldest brother. Next slide. The responsibility for discipline and teaching and hunting and warfare was not left to the father, but to the eldest maternal uncle. Next slide. Cherokee women owned the dwelling, so even the right of the father to stay in the home was dependent on the wishes of the wife. This changed a lot after the Civil War when there was more interracial marriages. Next slide. Clan affiliation was inherited again through the mother's line. Marriage with the clan was strictly forbidden by law. Individuals were encouraged to marry into the maternal grandfather's clan or the paternal grandfather's clan. Next slide. Nope, I got one too far. Newly married couples lived with the wife's family, and then each person born kept the clan membership for life. So it was only natural that the child belonged to the clan of the mother, since she was certain of her birth child. Identity of the father might in some cases be less certain. Next slide. Marrying into the mother's or father's clan was considered incest and punishable by death by the hand of their own clan. Next slide. And go on to the next slide. So Cherokees intermarried with whites more than members of other Native American tribes. However, even though the children were born of both white and Cherokee ancestry, they were regarded as Cherokee by their clansmen, and intermarriage brought many changes within the clan system. So next slide, please. Now we're going to get to the good stuff. Too bad they don't make Doritos Indian tacos flavor. That would be awesome. And we can go to the next slide.
What it says.
The Blue Clan or the Blue Holly Clan, Anisahoni, members of the Blue Clan represent the sky and are keepers of all the children's medicines and are caretakers of medicinal herb gardens. The clan became known for a medicine its members made from bluish plants called the Blue Holly. They're also known as the Panther Clan in some regions, and their responsibilities included upholding truth, emphasizing the balance between power, intention, physical strength, and grace. Thanks, Joseph. And teaching practices of growing and preparing herbs for food and medicinal purposes. Next slide. The Longhair Clan, Anigilohi, or Twister Clan, represents day and night. Members of the clan traditionally wore their hair in elaborate styles and walked in a proud or vain manner, twisting their shoulders with each step, making their hair swing side to side, hence the twisters. And their clan's responsibility was to teach tradition, spiritual knowledge, and intuition. Many of the old spiritual priests and peace chiefs emerged from this clan. Sometimes it's referred to as the Eagle Feathers, no, Stranger Clan, because prisoners of war, orphans, and other tribes and unaffiliated Cherokee people were adopted into the Lihoe. Sorry, people. Next slide. The Small Bird or the Eagle Clan, Anichi-Squa. This clan represents spirit. Members of the clan are keepers of the birds, sacred feathers, and bird medicines. Earned eagle feathers were originally presented by the members of this clan, as they were the only ones able to collect them. The members of this clan were very skilled at using blowguns and snares for bird hunting. They were also considered the messengers of the Cherokee Nation. Next slide. The belief was that birds are messengers between heaven and earth, or the people and the creator. And I threw this slide in. I took it on a cruise ship to Alaska, and I just love this slide. We can go to the next one.
That was 11 p.m., by the way, not a.m. on that picture.
Yeah, 11 p.m. Small Bird or Eagle Clan, they pass on knowledge of keen observation, sharing and giving, interpretation of dreams and bird messages, and they're responsible for collecting the feathers earned by others and are the only clan members authorized to assemble them. Next slide. Now we have the Paint Clan, Aniwodi. People of the Paint Clan are also known as the Corn People and are said to represent death. It is the smallest and most secretive of the Cherokee clans. They're known for their prominent healers, sorcerers, and medicine men. and their responsibilities would include teaching the knowledge of life, birth, death, and regeneration. They're also known for performing illusions during ceremonies that required special rituals and tools. Can't talk today. Next slide. They were the only Cherokee people allowed to make the special red paint and dye used for ceremonial purposes and warfare. And next slide. Next slide. And everybody knows fry bread's the best. So no one wants a small fry bread. Next slide. And we've got the deer clan. This represents peace, and they're keepers of the deer. They oversee the hunting of deer and use of deer medicines. They were known as fast runners and foot messengers, delivering messages from village to village or person to person. They also maintain all sports and sports equipment. It's the deer clan's responsibility to teach the knowledge of relaxation, unconditional love, and knowledge of the deer and habitats. Next slide. This was just so perfect for the talk, I had to throw it in. Next slide. So now we've got the wild potato clan, Aniga Togiwi. They are nurturers by nature. The wild potato was a staple of the Cherokee diet. The Cherokee Nation maintains wild potatoes in its Tahlequah garden to provide seeds for the tribe's heirloom seed program, and their responsibilities include teaching the knowledge of insight, introspection, gathering, growing, preserving food, and providing shelter. Next slide. Vegetarian is an old Indian word for lousy hunter. Next slide. Here we have the Wolf Clan. The Wolf Clan, Aniwaya, represents war and is the largest and most prominent clan. Most of the war chiefs in Cherokee history emerged from this clan. They are the keepers and trackers of the wolf, and the only clan permitted to slay the animal. Even this must be done through special ceremonies and rituals and medicines. And their main responsibilities are to teach the knowledge of loyalty, protection, security, cooperation, and family values. I happen to know from previous history and what was passed down that I belong to the Wolf Clan. Next slide. Oh, next slide. That should have been taken out. Okay. The dramatic decline in class affiliation occurred during the middle of the 20th century. There's still a few Cherokees who can identify their clan because it's been handed down through the generations. If you can find previous documents that'll help you determine your clan, it's going to take a lot of research. If it's not known, it's unlikely that it will be identified because records were not kept of the clan membership. And I can't believe this talk is already over. Next slide. Anybody have any questions I can try to answer?
Richard has a question.
Richard.
Yeah. Yes, if the Cherokees captured a woman in war and she was brought into the tribe, what clan is she or what clan of her children?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
You have to talk over here a little bit, sorry.
Hold on, Suzy.
Talk to that.
Okay, if the Cherokees capture a woman in war and bring her into the tribe and she has children, what clan are those children in, since she wouldn't have a clan from Cherokee?
She should be put into the Twister clan because those
Okay.
are the ones that took the orphans and the folks that were captured or non-affiliated.
Okay, just curious. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Any more questions? I'm sorry this was so short. It seemed really, really long.
You do have a question in the chat.
Do?
Uh,
Okay, my grandmother and her parents' clan long hair is listed on an old U.S. census, possibly 1930. This is common. Steve, do you mean is it common to be in the long hair clan or listed in the census?
To have the clan listed in the census.
I don't think that's very common.
Okay.
I didn't come across any of that when I was doing my research.
Yeah,
And-
I was surprised to see it. I came across it actually when I was at the research center in Tahlequah.
That's pretty cool.
Digging through
Gotta
a
go
lot
look
of,
at this and see.
sorry, digging through a lot of the information that Sue's dad had compiled over the years for his work. A lot of it was census, and I really didn't see much
Hmm.
in there as far as anything other than names and just the genealogy at best. So
Does it ever show up on some of the Cherokee rolls?
not the ones that I saw, but
Yeah.
I saw a very tiny amount of it.
Yeah,
From the research, it's been mostly passed down from generation to generation verbally rather than in written form.
yeah.
Interesting.
Anybody else?
I have two questions. When they originated the clans, how did they decide who was in what clan?
That's a really good question.
And my grandfather was Cherokee, so did I lose my clan or what happened to that?
Your clan would be that of your grandfather's mother. So if you know that,
Okay, I think it was his father that was Cherokee too, so it's more of a male lineage than the female side.
so again, that would go back to probably the Twister clan.
Okay,
Because if it was the mom, then they would just put the children in that clan that the mother belonged to. But if the father was the Cherokee, then I believe it goes to the Twister clan.
okay, yeah, I've been told that I'm from the long hair clan.
Yeah, same thing. You
Could
guys
be
have some really good
complicated.
hard questions.
So my teacher is, can you hear me?
Barely.
Okay. She's coming. My teacher is J.W. Webster. Can you hear me?
Yes.
He is a speaker. He was, and he's also a medicine man as well. He grew up in Tahlequah area. His father was an abusive alcoholic. And so he was, when his mother was in the hospital one time for 2 weeks, he was taken from this parents and then, but given to his aunt and his grandmother. So he was raised totally Cherokee in the whole Cherokee reservation. I'll put it that way. And presently he lives near Wichita, Kansas. And that's just because of his wife. So some people think, well, you're not in Cherokee Nation, but he's a speaker. He grew up speaking it. When he went to first grade, he had to learn English all over. He didn't remember any English. But I bring his name up because they trained him to be a medicine man. And he told me just this last week, he said, Mary, what is your clan? And I said, well, Nanyehi was Wolf Clan, but I'm not really sure. I just assume I'm Wolf Clan. He says, well, I'll look into that. But then I was sitting here with my dear friend Lindsay, and she said, Debbie said, go to your last mother. So it'd be Mary Starr in my line. And so you were saying that she's probably a wolf. She was going down the line. But JW says if a person doesn't know their clan, they can go to a medicine person and they can learn their clan. It's not forgotten.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it's not uncommon, but you do have to ask nicely and you have to talk to the right people. It can be reestablished because you have to also believe, and Crosland Smith said that as well. You could ask and he could help reestablish things for everybody.
Huh. Well, that's good to know.
I just haven't found anybody that would actually do that for people yet. I keep asking.
And then Joseph, would they presumably then be basing it off of the last the last woman in your family line?
So JW did mine. Am I talking loud enough for everybody to hear me?
Can you hear Steve?
JW
Barely.
did mine. JW did mine, and what he told me was that the last woman to know our clan was 3 generations back, a woman in Oklahoma. Which it's funny because that's my great grandmother and she was the last fluent speaker in my family. So, I mean, he did it quickly and he gave me some information about who it was, but yeah, it was my great grandmother because they gave her Cherokee mom clan.
Which would make sense.
I literally just emailed him and then. No, well, because he's a medicine man, so he said that because I emailed him and just said, hey, like, I heard you can help me this. And I was like, what's the process? And he said that he asked Creator. And like, less than 10 minutes later, he emailed me back with that information, and I hadn't told him anything about my grandmother or anything like that, and so he was like. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly, and then I was like, can I, because he doesn't ask for like payment or anything, but I was like, I want this to be exchanged, so I can send him some money. Since he did that.
I have some information too. So I have some old documents that I found that were of my aunt's. And it's an elder, it's listing her as an elder member, and it's given to her from the Cherokee National Historic Society, which is now, I think, the Cherokee Heritage. Anyhow, but Mary, I was wondering, on this document, it shows some information about the paint plan, and then it's got some artwork about it. And so I talked to Mary, and Mary suggested that I talk to Tommy Wildcat. And so I did, and showed him this and wondered if that was maybe some type of documentation of the clan that my family belonged to. But he had said not very likely. That wouldn't have been that wouldn't have really happened, but more likely it was a traveling artist or an artist that was being highlighted at the time, and that would have just shown up on some of their documents. And so I just wanted to share that because I felt like it was really interesting. Just kind of going down the rabbit hole. I was going to send this document to, oh, I should, yes. I was going to try to contact the Heritage Society to just try to find out more, but I just thought it was interesting and goes in line with, you know, there wasn't a lot of documentation. Anyway, that's all. But now, things to say. J.W. Webster says that creative is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he say how many clans? Because they were saying there might be 14 or 20.
I heard that would seem, I don't know.
There are stories that we left our sinking island with other clans, but not everyone made it. Mhm.
What is that?
So our origins is we left an island. We were on Turtle Island and it sank. Well, all I've ever heard is it sank, whatever that means. And so everyone left with their clans. Only 7 made it to the new, which was our homelands in the southeast. After traveling all the way up to where the ice was, all the way west, we marched around for a bit, figured out where we were going to go after we lost our island home. But not all of the clans made it. Only the last 7. But again, I love stories, but it's never documented anywhere that's, you know, but you have to understand that that's how you explain it. So if you went to the museum downtown Telecon now, they show the clans on the walls as boats coming from the island, and they represent the 14 clans that left.
Wow.
So there's 14 boats in that exhibit.
Maybe the other 7 went east. Europe.
Well, I keep telling everybody the Cherokee are taking over the world. We're just kind of slow at it.
I don't
That's
have
my
anything
hand.
else.
I'm gonna say, wait a minute, that's just my mouth.
I think they're looking for more information, Suzy. Is there a way to make the presentation available after?
Yes.
Okay.
And put on our YouTube channel.
Well, he's going to get on the.
That way we can help others and bring more questions. And hopefully answer a few as well, right, Suzy?
Sure.
Then you'll be a YouTube star too, right?
Oh, rock on.
Now I can talk back in the screen that I existed. So I know the number of slides and it felt like it was going to take forever to get through. It went a lot faster than you thought.
I know it did.
It always does.
I thought I had like a 45-minute talk.